Hey everyone, today we're going to talk about something that's a huge deal for businesses right now, using artificial intelligence to fight two really tough battles at the same time. One is against cyber threats, and the other is against this giant, growing mountain of rules and regulations. Let's dive in. You know that feeling, right? If you run a business, you're trying to innovate, you're trying to grow, but you just feel like you're drowning in this endless sea of compliance paperwork, security frameworks, and legal rules. It's like you're just treading water. And this quote just hits the nail on the head. For years, governance, risk, and compliance, or GRC for short, has been about building this mountain of paperwork, static documents and reports that are basically out of date the second you finish them. So let's take a closer look at why this compliance mountain has become such a perfect storm, especially for small and medium-sized businesses that are just trying to get ahead. You've got this two-pronged problem hitting you. First, there's this absolute explosion of new, complex laws, like the EU's big AI Act and its new security directive, NIS2. And second, there's a huge shortage of cybersecurity experts who actually know how to handle all this stuff. For smaller companies, hiring a team is just crazy expensive, which leaves them stuck with these slow, manual processes that just don't work anymore.
So how in the world are you supposed to climb that mountain? Well, the answer is you don't. You completely changed the game. We're talking about a massive shift, moving away from that old, static way of doing things to something that's alive and dynamic. Just look at the difference here. The old way is all manual, super expensive, and reactive. You're always playing catch-up after something bad has already happened. The new AI-first way, it just flips that entirely. That mountain of paper becomes a living, breathing ecosystem. It's automated, it's affordable, and it's proactive, meaning it spots problems before they become disasters.
And the engine making all of this happen is this idea of autonomous AI agents. Seriously, think of them like a digital workforce. They're your new employees, a team of compliance experts and security analysts that work 24/7, they never take a coffee break, and they handle all the heavy lifting for you.
So what are these agents actually doing all day? Well, for one, they automate your audits. This means your systems are always being checked against the rules, not just once a year. They're also drafting and updating your security policies automatically as new laws come out. And, maybe most importantly, they map your risks in real time. You get a live view of your security, not some static checklist that's already old news. Okay, and the result of all this round-the-clock automation is a number that's, well, it's pretty staggering, 60 to 80%. And that's 60 to 80%. That's how much of the manual, soul-crushing compliance work gets taken off your plate. This isn't just about saving time, it's a total game changer. We're talking about massive cost savings, sure, but it also gives businesses the confidence to go out and adopt new technologies, like AI, without being terrified of breaking some rule. All right, so if AI is handling all the daily grunt work, who is in charge of the big picture strategy? Who's providing that human oversight? Well, that brings us to this awesome idea of a virtual security team. You can basically build out an entire security department, but on demand. It all works through a model called compliance as a service. So, instead of shelling out hundreds of thousands of dollars to hire a full-time chief information security officer and a whole team, you get access to that exact same high-level expertise, but through a flexible subscription. It's a no-brainer. And you can plug and play whatever expertise you need. For that top-level strategy, you bring in a virtual CISO. For 24/7 threat monitoring, you've got a virtual security operations center. Need help adopting AI or dealing with GDPR? There's a virtual CTO or a virtual data protection officer ready to go. It is literally expertise on demand. Now, this mix of AI automation and on-demand experts also solves another huge headache, trying to expand your business globally. Let's see how this model actually helps you navigate all the different rules across different continents. The whole concept is called a regulatory bridge. The company CYBORA built this really smart dual market structure. It's designed from the ground up to solve that international compliance nightmare, making sure you're ready for both the European and the US markets right out of the gate. So, on the European side of the bridge, the system knows the ins and outs of that incredibly complex web of EU regulations. We're talking everything from the brand new AI Act and NIS2, all the way to GDPR and financial rules like DORA. Then you cross the bridge to the American side, and it's got you covered on all the critical stuff for the US market, like SOC 2 compliance and the NIST standards. You're ready to meet the demands of those big US enterprise customers. And get this, In total, the platform supports compliance for over 62 different global frameworks. Just think about how wide that bridge is. It pretty much covers any market you'd ever want to expand into.
So let's bring it all home. What does all this, the automation, the virtual experts, the global bridge, what does it actually mean for a business that's trying to grow? Why should you care? It really boils down to 4 huge wins. First, it's way more cost efficient. You're swapping massive executive salaries for a flexible subscription. Second, you can scale your business securely, knowing that your compliance can actually keep up with your growth. Third, you get a massive head start when you want to expand internationally. And maybe the biggest one, it turns all that confusing security data into simple, clear intelligence your leadership team can actually use to make smart decisions. Really, the whole vision is that straightforward. If you're a business that wants to use AI to grow and you want to do it securely, this is how you do it. And that kind of leaves us with one last big question to think about. We all know that AI is becoming a co-pilot in just about every part of every business. But as you start plugging it into your own operations, you've got to ask yourself who or what is going to navigate the incredibly complex and kind of risky world that comes with it.